Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Top 9 Podcast with Tom Cassidy and Anthony Moore. I'm Tom Cassidy.
I'm Anthony Moore.
And we have a great show for you today. Top 9 Podcast is out on Apple Music right now. It's up on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's out on Spotify yet. You said it was, but I think it's taking a bit. But if you are listening to this on Spotify now, welcome to the family. The show is out, like I said. Thank you for watching if you have or listening. Please
subscribe, all that good stuff.
Write a review. Help us out. We're
5
a
stars.
mom and pop organization. You can start from the bottom with us. You could be that person shooting jump shots with Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Giving those beats to Drake when he was on Degrassi.
It's funny. Like, are you the mom and I'm the pop?
Yes. Sure. I don't. It depends on who you ask, but either way, just ask. With us today is Queens' own comedian, actor. What else?
Oh, comedian's up in the air.
Dog parent.
I got a dog. Yeah, he doesn't have his balls yet, so he's a trans dog. So I'm a single trans dog dad.
Oh my lord! Wow, you're hitting all the angles.
Listen, I need a little angle in this business because I'm a straight white male, so I'm going with the dog situation here. Okay. Any way to get by.
Another sob story from an Italian American. Welcome, Chris Scopo, everybody.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be down here. This feels good. I feel like I'm in my grandma Millie's basement.
Pretty good, right?
And I feel good. I'm gonna go. Like, where's the galama?
Yeah.
And
the prosciutto.
You know what's funny about
the manigal?
You know what's funny? Galama.
The pasta fagioli?
Honestly, you know what? When an Irish tries to be an Italian, it offends me. It really does.
It's funny. I like Italian people individually, but my girlfriend is Italian half, and all of you together.
Yeah, we're a lot. I'm a New York Italian though. I'm New York Italian. Different than Italian.
We know.
Okay, Italians are the worst human beings in the world.
I think New York Italians are neck and neck.
No, we're the best. You got to be kidding me.
You're the most
funny?
Stereotypical.
We're so New York Italian. Galama, by the way. It's calamari.
Mm-hmm. I love calamari.
Yeah, but New York Italians. I went to Italy and studied there, and I met a teacher. I took Italian class.
Yeah,
and she's like calamari, and I raised my hand. I'm like, no, it's galama. She's like, no, it's calamari. I'm like, listen, I'm Italian. All right, I know it's galama.
And then you were like, you fucking skivat.
I said, you fucking who? She's like, no, you idiots, you idiots. Messed up the word in the translation when coming over, and I was like, listen, you're not really New York Italian, so it's galama to me.
Forget about it. So that's cool, and it's a good segue into what your top 9 is today.
My top 9, yeah.
Yes.
I was wondering from this list, are you Italian? But the answer is it.
Chris Scopo?
Yeah.
It's like asking if you're black,
right? I didn't want to assume because like you meet like
I'm white. You could assume anything. You can't get offended by it. Are you kidding me? I can't say you're black. You could be like, oh no, he's Puerto Rican. He's dark Puerto Rican. I can't say anything because I get in trouble here.
Anyway, I love how Italian you are. Keep it coming.
I'm only half Italian, by the way.
Really?
Only the good side.
Oh my lord!
I went to
Goodfellas.
I went to Italy in 2019.
They let you in?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a shocker.
Oh, look at this guy with his pink hoodie.
When I went to Italy, I studied abroad, and we had one black kid in our friend group, and we went to Sardinia, which is like a small island across the it's like Italy and then Sardinia.
Talking to the mic, honey. What
Sardinia
is
I know. It's my first time doing shit. And they don't know black people at all. Like he was like a fucking mystery to them. Yeah. And then we told him, the people in the restaurant, that he was Chris Paul, and we were all his entourage, and they believed him. And then at the end of the thing, they came over and made him sign a plate to say he was Chris Paul, and they put the number on it and shit. And then we all signed the plate and they hung it up.
That's
it was
so funny. I wonder
one
if
of the
it's
best
still
things.
There.
I mean, listen, probably not, but it was one of the. It was when Chris Paul was big too.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, we just got done with the season.
CP3, baby. He's still okay. What was your friend's actual name?
Terrence.
That's very funny.
Sounds black.
Yeah. A black man named Terrence's plate is in a small little.
Yeah, but we called him T to keep it gangster, you know.
Yeah. Okay, gangster. So, what is your top 9 today?
Well, it's top 9 gangster movies.
Okay.
Because we got a few of the.
That treads the line.
His side's in there, you know.
Okay. Well, Jesus.
Jesus.
Trying to make it funny here. We're having a good time, all right? Italians love racism. We love it.
Hey, we don't want any problems, okay? Chris has got a fucking gun pointed at Anthony under the table right now. Anthony, it's okay. Just be quiet.
Nah, he's one of the good ones. No. One of the good ones.
Jesus.
Oh, my Lord. Listen.
Woo, my friends is going to
I'm going to get canceled at this podcast. I'm not looking forward to this. How do you cancel me when I have nothing, okay?
Yeah.
Would take my dog away from me?
All right. Take it easy, Mark Wahlberg energy. We're going to get through this together. Top 9 gangster movies with Chris Scopo. Chris, what's your relationship with gangster movies, but what's your relationship with, like, I don't know, the mob, for example?
You know, I might have a couple relatives here and there that they're in it.
Yeah?
A couple of them might have been on a Netflix documentary this summer.
Yeah, maybe one of them was named Ralph Scopo and was basically responsible for the fall of the mafia empire.
Listen, no one said us Scopos were smart, okay? And also, he was the president of the cement union. So when you're looking at the buildings in this city, just know it was Scopo built them.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
See, Italian people
Just
have been persecuted in this country too, okay? Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
What is that
really...
Netflix documentary?
Fear City.
Fear City.
Dude, I was getting blown up by it because they're like, yo, your grandfather's on the documentary. And I'm like, he's like a distant cousin. I don't really know him. But the problem with the Italian family is you're named after your first son is named after your father's father. So my brother is older. His name is Joe after my grandfather. My dad's name is Ralph. So my dad has the same exact name as the guy, Ralph Scopo. So there's like legit 10 Joe Scopos and 10 Ralph Scopos. Wow. So
now,
people are like, what's your dad's name? I'm like, Ralph Scopo.
So wait,
they're like, oh, okay, that's the same name as that one. They're like, yeah, but we're distant related. They go, oh, what's your brother's name? I go, Joe Scopo. And what's that guy's? His son's name was Joe Scopo. So everyone's like, they have the same exact name as everybody. So everyone's like, you're in the mob. And
what's
they're like,
wild is his sister's name is John Gotti.
It's crazy.
Which is really something. We didn't see that one coming, but yeah. But his uncle basically was like
cousin.
Cousin.
Because I was telling you, when this thing came out, like this thing cousin hit me up, and he was like, "Are you running your mouth that your grandfather is Ralph Scopo from 6A?"
We gotta come break your legs.
I was like, I don't even know what 6A is to begin with. It's a union. I knew what that was. But I was like, they were like, it got pissed off at me, and I was like, bro, I wasn't me. Don't worry about it. I wasn't running my mouth. But I heard that they're still present in the mafia.
Well,
so
now you're running your mouth. What is you gonna get us in some goddamn in the Hudson River if you keep your mouth? Shut up about Ralph Scopo and those people. They're good people. We don't want any trouble. But his cousin, uncle, whatever the fuck you want to call it, he was like the first wiretap that like got everybody.
Wow. Yeah. I definitely got to check this out. Is it still on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Cool. I have something else
Lawsuit
to watch.
Do I watch it every night and put my hand to my heart and go praise America? Absolutely. But it's still there. It's so funny though because in one of the things there's a shot of the guy Ralph Scopo coming out of a funeral home, like a funeral home, and that's the same funeral home my grandma was buried. I'm just like, oh shit, it really does run in the family.
God rest her soul.
And I grew up in Middle Village, Queens, still very mafia, and you just
this guy's fucking, he's like a rat on the stove right now, isn't he?
Does he have the wiretap on him?
Listen, I'm spilling some secrets here. I need some press here, okay? I need something. I'm going to blow up somehow.
This kid's like pussy bumping Sarah over here. Went down to Puerto Rico for a few months, came back.
I was eating pussy underneath the table.
Oh, my Lord. But go ahead, sorry.
There's just like mob people in my neighborhood, and you find out about them later in life because we get older. You're like, oh, like I knew one guy my whole life, and I saw him out with his like guma, and I was like, that's not his wife, and and my dad's like, yeah, well, he's connected. I was like, oh, really? Yeah. And you just know, then you're like, oh, yeah, I see it now. And you just don't bother them. The mob is easy. You just don't bother them. You're very polite to them. And then your neighborhood.
Don't talk about them on podcasts.
and then your neighborhood never goes this way. And then that's about it.
Yeah.
That's too much? That's too much? Okay. All right. Sorry.
Hey, well, I don't want to, sometimes I feel like when we talk about race, it's like bad just because we're talking about it. I think it's important to talk about because, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's out there.
We don't want to not talk about it. I think it's interesting. Yeah, man. So, does your family like mob movies?
Yeah, we're Italian. Of course.
I know, but like
every Sunday we had to watch Sopranos, and then we had to recite Tony Soprano's anthem after the show.
Woke up this morning, got yourself a gun?
Yeah, we had to do it after. We were forced to watch. It was a family documentary every
Tom,
Sunday.
What's your middle name?
George.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Irish side.
That's to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm just saying, like, I love mob movies. They're like one of my favorite. Do you like them too?
I like the newer ones.
Okay.
So
wait, did you watch Godfather Part 1 and Part 2?
I watched it just for this.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Very good.
And we'll get into how you felt about it when we.
Okay, yeah.
They're obviously on the list, or you wouldn't be. God bless you.
Yeah. But
This podcast would be a fugazi if it wasn't on the list, all right?
Yeah, but I love mob movies, and it's just crazy, you know. Italians have the mob, black people have gangs, Irish people have the cops.
You're waiting for a joke on that one, weren't you?
White people
you
have-
saw that one coming, you fucking hack.
Right.
Honestly, Jesus.
White people have the government. You know, it's all a mob,
Lawsuits
right?
have the government.
I'm just saying everything's a gang, right?
Well,
It's just how you
dude,
say
Republican
it.
and Democrats are just two gangs that are legal.
Claim your set.
That's all it is.
But, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's what's crazy.
And I did not watch the inauguration today. I was not going to see my emperor fall. And it was a hard day today for the Italians in Middle Village, Queens, okay?
The good thing about
He'll
this
be back 4 more years.
Jesus.
It's fun to say that about people. It's fun to just say you vote for Trump, and it's just people get nervous.
Yeah. Well, that's what's funny about this podcast. What's good about it is that it's, you know, people come on, they give their top 9 list, and we don't have to really talk about what the fuck's going on in the world. But it's funny, the last time we recorded was a couple weeks ago with Alex Babbitt, and it was the storming of the Capitol. So, like, while we were recording, the Capitol was stormed, and while we're recording now, the 46th president was sworn in today.
Yeah.
God bless.
Yep.
Lady Gaga sang a nice little song. I'm glad Bradley Cooper didn't ruin it this
It's
time.
crazy that Garth Brooks he sung, and
You had
just caught me off guard because I'm like,
Garth,
yeah,
there? Fucking
and I'm
traitor.
like, I know he's a Trump supporter.
Yeah, you can't be that Southern and not Trump supporter.
Yeah.
It really is.
I thought it was nice though because they had J-Lo and they had who did we just say?
Nothing says
Gaga,
like, you know, freedom like Jenny from the Block. It
and
really.
then Garth Brooks because it's a unity thing. It's like we gotta work together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We gotta
and
put-
she's dating a fucking steroid user, fraud. All right,
A-Rod?
it's all he's a steroid
Aren't they
user.
married?
No, they're gonna get married, but COVID did a lot to them this year. They couldn't get married because of COVID.
Well, you got a lot of hatred in your heart, and that's perfect.
I don't
for
like
this.
A-Rod.
He's Italian.
I don't like A-Rod. No, A-Rod bothers me because he tried to buy the Mets, and he was just gonna fuck
He's
the
a
whole Mets
Yankee.
up. So he's get your Yankee vibes out of the Mets.
Fair enough. Well, we've talked enough. I think we're ready to get in. Do you have your list ready? If not, I have it right here for you.
I know it.
So when we get into the list, just say what number it is and where it is on the list.
Okay.
So this is Chris Scopo's top 9 gangster mob films.
Yeah.
Number.
Oh, so it's his mind. Don't be like this movie is number 4. You're an idiot.
No,
blah,
it's
blah,
your
blah.
favorite. It's your
Yeah.
9 favorite.
Yeah.
That's what yes.
Number 9, leading off, Training Day. Classic
Shit.
gangster movie.
And you want to know
Okay?
how race plays a part? Because if this was like mine, this would have been number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
of course.
flip it.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Fuhrer's Denzel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
man.
Denzel is like probably the best actor of our generation. It's unreal, this movie. And this is a movie that is a gangster movie, but also it's fronted by the cops. So there's a lot of that going on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It shows that the cops are a gang too.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
And how it's first of all, he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in
Why
this.
do you got to be crooked before he took it? That's a Jadakiss
Jadakiss.
line.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Sorry, I should have did a Frank Sinatra line. Maybe you
Yeah,
would have picked up on it.
Listen, talked about more Old Blue Eyes, okay? We don't need...
I actually know. I knew
Jada.
Training Day was number 9 on your list. So right before I came in here, I smoked PCP. So I'm
Did
feeling
Snoop
a
give
little-
it to you?
That's why the intro was a little loopy.
Yeah. There's a lot of rappers in that movie, too.
PCP.
There's
Snoop.
3. There's Snoop, Mary J. Blige, and...
No, Macy Gray.
Macy Gray. Was it
Yeah,
Macy?
Macy Gray,
Yeah, it was
Dr.
Macy
Dre.
Gray.
You know they all look alike. Come on. I'm joking. I'm kidding.
It's nice to have a white person on that's more this way than me.
I like the risk.
Yeah, sure. Why?
You know?
Hey, listen, we're playing it loose and fast over here.
No, but it's funny because, like, as racial as it gets, I would be the one that catch all the hell. Like, why did you let him say that?
I'm kidding here, and also black people think white people look alike too. So let's be honest.
But
here.
I
We
love
all
it.
Look alike.
But I love it. I love it.
We're all
I mean-
a gang. But hey, man, slap the shit out of them. Let's get some. We could stomp them out right now. That'd
Yeah,
be
okay.
great.
Then my cousin's gonna come see you later. All right.
Exactly.
Okay. No, but Training Day. It's I mean, if you haven't seen Training Day, wake up. First off,
Absolutely.
it's Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke plays a young cop trying to move up in the world, and then Denzel plays this kind of gangster cop who toes the line a little bit, and he sees that right away coming out of the first scene with when they're in the diner. He sees he's a little fucking crazy in the head, and you don't realize throughout the day that Denzel is just doing this to get more money because he lost money to mobsters, and it just shows how far he'll go to get money, and it's the grips of like good and evil. And first of all, Ethan Hawke, just fucking let the guy take the money. I'll say just turn the blind eye. Be a good cop. Be a New York City cop and turn the blind eye. And let Denzel have the
but
money.
he killed the drug dealer.
No, but
and shit.
it's
There's a lot
funny, like that conversation when they're in the diner. Now I kind of view it as like you know how like new comics, they come up and they're just so eager and want to talk to you, and it's like, oh, come on, man, it's just another night out.
Yeah.
Like that's how like that scene kind of reminds me of. Where it's like he's just excited and think this day is going to be more than what it is. It's like it's just the first of many.
Yeah,
You're
he's
just
like,
trying to
he's
read
been
your
through this.
newspaper, Anthony.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
need these open micers coming up to you. You're just trying to set them up for murder. That's what. It's also
It's a
all
very
a
Keith
setup.
Robinson vibe you got going on here.
The whole
Get out of
day,
here, stupid.
the whole day
Right.
is a setup. That's what it is.
Right,
You
yeah.
set him
Yeah.
up. He
Well,
puts
he's
PCP
trying to-
in his system.
He's also trying to see if he's cool. Like it's like, are you cool enough to be in this gang? Because if we do some fucked up shit, how cool are you gonna be? And then Ethan Hawke is like, I'm a nerd. I like the law. And it goes back and forth. Oh, you know who's the other rapper? Ice Cube is in it. Ice Cube. He is one of the cops.
No, it's Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah.
Dre.
But I
Again,
feel
You
like
punch me
it's
next time, you better kill me, motherfucker. All right.
yeah.
shouts out Dr. Dre. Hope you're okay.
Yeah, he's doing
Trying to
good.
think. Was it another? No, I think that's it. Just Snoop Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah, man. Great movie. I saw that in theaters.
Wow.
That was like people cheering and shit, man. That's a wild ass.
And this
movie.
was the first movie that Denzel was the bad guy.
Yeah.
He was always had that wholesome kind of look. He has the great smile, and you're like, this Denzel is pure. He's so nice, and he comes out, he crushes this role as the bad guy. And at the end, you want him to win.
Yeah.
You want him to get the money, and you want him to be okay.
And that speech, I just love that speech so much at the end.
King Kong ain't got
Yeah,
shit
shit
on
on
me.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's acting. I mean, geez, that was so good.
Have you ever seen anything like that in your neighborhood? I love how different episodes are reflected on who the guest is.
Yeah, all the time we see.
You see disgraced police
Right?
captains screaming at the whole neighborhood.
while we just circle around them and they get shot.
Yeah. Does one of them grab the gun, go ahead, homie, I got
It
this.
is.
Yeah.
He done shot me in my ass.
Shot me in the ass, Jake.
That's a great part, man. Yeah, man, that's a great movie. Denzel's best. Ethan Hawke killing it. Who's the love interest for Denzel in that movie?
Rosario Dawson. No.
No, it's not.
No, she was in Hitch.
Yeah, she's married to Ryan Gosling.
Yep. Anyways,
Eva Mendes.
Okay. This
Eva,
one we know her whole filmography, who
Absolutely.
she's in, but don't know her.
Yeah,
I feel like that was her first big role.
It's 03, so yeah, it was like 03,
Yeah.
02, 03 the movie came out. So yeah, that's she was coming up.
I think she was in the Miami video. Will Smith.
Oh, was she?
I think so.
Okay, that was her
Or-
first.
That's
role.
how you know
or-
going to Miami. Really?
Her and Denzel had that kid that looked like a little baby Tiger Woods. Yeah, man. Top 9, number 9, Training Day. Coming in at number 8.
Number 8, another Denzel movie. I saw this movie. I love it. And I remember seeing this. I was like, I kind of want to be a gangster. American Gangster. With Denzel Washington. He plays Frank Lucas, which I actually did some research on this. The movie kind of did portray him as a bigger crime boss than he really was. They said he wasn't that big.
Yeah.
But the movie role, they made him a lot bigger. Where he like legit was one of the first people they said in the 70s that like went to the Vietnam and got heroin himself. Yeah. He did all the shit. One of my favorite lines in this movie is when Denzel's talking to his brother, and he goes, "The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room."
Yeah.
Which is very true. And I didn't realize that until I met Derek Gaines. And I'm like, wow, you're loud. And then you realize he's the black kid with eczema. And it's like, wow, that is true.
There will be absolutely no Derek Gaines slander on this podcast. The man that I opened for and love and adore.
I love Derek. We took shrooms. It was a good time.
Hey. I'm on tape right now. What are you doing to me? No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, it's a lot of quotes in there that I like.
Yeah.
And but I have
Russell
heard
Crowe.
that I have heard that same thing though about like he wasn't that big. It's this former drug dealer and basketball player Pee Wee Kirkland. He said the same thing. He said like Frank, like I guess they sold drugs around that time together, and he said Frank wasn't that extravagant.
Yeah,
or like
the other guy they said.
Didn't he isn't that a true story though? The part where he gets caught because he wears that nice ass jacket.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's
true. Yeah, the other Nicky Barnes.
It's a lesson everybody: don't wear those fancy jackets out to the boxing matches.
And that's the whole thing is that he was never flashy.
Right.
He was always low key. He wore a suit every day to work. He was low key, keep it under wraps, and then his wife, that fucking whore, buys him a fancy coat, and she like makes him wear it to the bar. And then the cop is like, "Who the fuck is this guy with a $30,000 chinchilla coat sitting front row and shaking hands with these celebrities?" Like that doesn't happen.
Because he had like better seats than the mob and most athletes.
Yeah, it's like who the fuck is this guy? And then they started investigating him.
He had that blue magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I thought this movie, like, when it came out, sometimes, I don't know if this ever happens to you guys, like, I have too high expectations for something.
Yeah.
And, like, this was, like, Russell Crowe, Denzel Washington. It was, like, after Training Day, after Gladiator. And I thought it was going to be, like, the greatest gangster movie of all time. And I like it, but it's not in my top 9.
I like it because it's Denzel is so good in this role. Mm-hmm. Like, the way he portrays himself. Mm-hmm. Like me and my friends saw the movie theaters. We were like, we want to wear a suit every day to work. It's how like the way he portrayed as like, this is what you do. This is how businesses run. Yeah. And it was just clean cut. And then you realize, well, Frank Lucas actually he ratted on everybody too. He ratted. He took down the whole entire system. My uncle actually was a cop in Harlem during his reign.
It's all starting to connect now, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, the uncle's a cop. The cousins to the fucking.
Yeah, I got a few PBA cards.
No, I love that movie. Like I could watch that all day.
All day, it's great.
All day.
And Nicky Barnes' character, who played Nicky Barnes?
Cuba. Yeah, Cuba. Guy.
He was actually a bigger drug lord than Frank Lucas in real life.
Yeah. I met Cuba once at a comedy show in New York, and
you try to rub him on you too?
He give you some coke?
I actually literally, I mean, I'm not even trying to snitch on Cuba, but I literally saw him kind of like smack a girl's ass who was just like sitting at the bar. And she was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Cuba." And it was like, "What the?" Like, so it's funny that he got Me Too.
Being a celebrity before Me Too was fucking anarchy. You could kind of do whatever you wanted.
I don't know. I mean, it's just wild that I saw it with my eyes. I was like, God damn.
So you're saying that it's probably true what he did. It's like if he's smacking ass at a comedy club, he's fucking. He's rubbing cocktail waitresses' tits in a nightclub.
I'm pretty sure that's what he's accused of just being a creep to women.
Yeah,
doing that type of shit.
When he came out in the jail cell smiling, I was like, this guy's whacked out of his mind. He is free.
He was nice, but yeah.
I mean, he didn't smack your ass.
No, he didn't. And the lady was like, "What the fuck?" And then he was like, "Cuba," and then. Something happened it got diffused, and then that was it. But,
that's his excuse. Cuba.
Right? Yeah. And I went up to the woman. I said, "Miss, are you okay?" And she was like, "Yes, thank you very much." I said,
"Oh,
no
you
problem.
Fucking white hero." Honestly, try and take apart the black man. That's what you're trying to do.
No,
honestly.
Not at all. And then I said,
"Show me." I'm with you, Anthony. I know what he's trying to do here.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm on your side now.
Well, yeah, man. I feel like I'm more Frank Lucas than Ludacris, but. I don't know.
No, it's funny.
American Gangster. I like the album more than the movie.
The album is amazing. So do you know how that album came to be?
His last album was supposed to be his comeback, and it didn't work out. So he's like, I need to come back.
No, so basically, Jay-Z wanted to do the soundtrack for it, and I guess the directors or whoever, they told him like they already had their soundtrack set. But since Jay-Z being friends with Denzel was like, go ahead, like do your own.
Yeah.
And like he gave him the blessing. So that's how like the parts of the movie and stuff are in the album.
Imagine just calling up Denzel, like having him in the phone.
Right.
Like, can I do your soundtrack for your worldwide movie? Can it be great?
It's nice when you're like that big of an actor and that big of a rapper, where it's just like, just do it.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna work. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
So is it the soundtrack to the movie?
No, it isn't.
It's not.
There's a few songs in there, though.
But they ended up using some of the songs.
No. Jay-Z just ended up using some of like the parts of the movie.
Okay.
For like the intro and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, they have a official soundtrack. That's like Jay-Z album is like more so the unofficial.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well.
But that's what made the movie like hit so much harder for me too. Like just like those connected. Like
and that was Jay-Z's like first big album in a bit too.
Yeah.
That was his comeback,
Yeah.
his real comeback. Cool, man. Oh shit.
Yeah.
So Denzel's been running this list so far.
Yeah, no, we got the blacks out the way.
Yeah. No, you put him at the end, honestly.
Now
Four rows
that
of
we
applause
got
to the back of the
blacks
bus
out of the way,
Now we'll get into the goods, okay?
start playing Dean Martin. Get the prosciutto out.
Yeah. Summer wind came. All right.
Great song.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Number 7. Now, I love this movie. And I actually met the actors for this movie when they were filming this movie. It's number 7, Donnie Brasco.
He was running numbers for them.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a good kid.
This is a mob situation. So every year,
He
my
was
uncle
intimidating people around the neighborhood for them.
So every year, my uncle used to have this deer party where like they would kill a deer venison and have a big like dinner at a restaurant, and we would it was by my neighborhood, and then one time somebody knew somebody that the actor showed up. So
Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp. I have a picture with Johnny Depp. I have a picture with the dad from Free Willy, who plays the guy. I forget his name. Not Michael Chiklis. And then a couple of the other B actors that were in the movie, they came and hung out that night, and that was my first kind of intro into organized crime, because there was a few guys there that were very connected, and they hung out. They showed up. Great movie, Donnie Brasco. If you don't know, it's about.
So more this movie's more on your list because you met some of the actors while they were filming.
Probably.
Yeah.
Throw a little. It's sentimental for me.
Right.
Also, that rat Joe Pistone, took down the mob.
I would say that this movie is like to me like more of like, it feels more violent like than some of the. I mean, they're all violent. Obviously, people die, but like the way they show the violence in this movie, I think is like, it's like this one's scary. I feel like more than
this is
a
just,
lot of them.
They say this is pretty real, pretty accurate as to what happened. So Joe Pistone was an FBI agent who he had like 5 or 6 years undercover, which is, it's tough. I mean, it's really hard to do. It's just living a double life. You're becoming a certain way, and as you know, when you get to the mob life, you talk a little different. You start giving backhands to people. Yeah. And so he basically takes down this one section of the mob in the 70s. It was Al Pacino played. What the hell is this character's name? Sonny Red is the boss. And then I'm sorry, I should have known.
Yeah,
this.
well,
it's a movie about a fucking rat, and there's a couple rats on this fucking list. You know what? Keep your fucking mouth shut. That's the.
But I like this. This was like one of the few Johnny Depp movies I could like really sit through, just because I'm not into all the weird characters he plays. Like, I think he's a cool actor, but I just.
Well, like, I think there's a time in Johnny Depp's career where he went like a little bit weirder, but early Depp, like with this.
This is
and
when
like,
he's acting. This is when he's really serious acting.
Forget about it.
That's the great part of the movie. Forget about it. And he goes, "What does forget about it means? It means like anything. It's like the Brajol. Forget about it. It's so good." Or that. Did you watch that movie? Forget about it. It's terrible.
That is. It is. It's the friend of mine thing and the friend of ours thing. So if it's a friend of mine, you're connected, and if you're a friend of ours, you're actually in the fucking mob.
Yeah. You never. The whole thing was you never say like, "Oh, he's part of this crew," because then people around you, they that's given a lot of things to the FBI that we don't want them to know about. Yeah. And so that was the whole thing about, you keep it like a friend of mine, friend of ours. Joe Pistone, I forget the hell,
I'm more interested. Everybody's seen this fucking movie. I'm more interested about this party when you were little with fucking Johnny Depp and
Hey Tom,
Free
hey,
Willy's
Tom,
dad.
Hey, Tom, forget about it. All right.
No, that's interesting to me because it's funny because like there's people who are acting like they're in the mob, and then there's people actually in the mob at this party. So then it's just like that weird like.
Let me tell you something about the mob. Okay.
Okay.
If they're acting, they're in the mob. They're not in the mob. They're a fuck. They call them like fake wannabe. They call them wannabes. Like he's a fucking wannabe.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that you don't hear about, you don't talk about, those are the ones you got to be like, oh shit, those are mobsters. They're really in the mob. So when a guy's like pretending, he's like, yeah, I know this guy, I know that guy. It's like you don't. You don't know shit. But this party, I remember there's a couple big Italian guys there. And I remember just like, I was like, this is weird that, this guy's got a suit on at a dinner party. Like, it was just fucking weird, dude. Like a $2,000 suit. And they just showed up. They were just like, came for the night and hung out with us. Like, it was nothing. Like, it was, they were filming and Pacino was supposed to come, but he like backed out like last minute. And
I bet that probably broke a few fucking Italian hearts that night.
There was a couple sad cigars that night, let me tell you.
Oh, my Lord, yeah.
Meeting Pacino. You know what's funny? I heard like Pacino and De Niro. There's like De Niro is like he can't go like to Little Italy because he owes the mob money for like movies back in the 70s and shit that like they financed, and he never like gave him money back and shit like that. Mob financed so many movies and shit that we have like you would see stuff.
Do you have an example?
Movies I don't know.
They did Free Willy.
They did Free Willy too, actually. That guy though, I forget his name, dude. He was the same like as in the movies as he had the attitude of I don't give a I never forget. He had a cigarette in his ear the whole entire time, and I was talking to him about Free Willy, and he's like, "All right, kid, get the fuck out of here. I want to eat my veal."
Yeah, that's. Get me some more Menegut.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's wild.
It's it was All right, so
the most
if you
terrifying.
Don't know Donnie
movies.
Brasco. Watch it. Anne Heche looks hot as hell in this movie, by the way. Anne Heche plays Johnny Depp's wife, and this is before she went fucking off the rocker. Anne Heche. This is before she went Ellen, and so she looks really good in it. Check it out.
Yeah, Anne Heche, phenomenal actress, great in that performance. Terrifying film, coming in at number 6.
Number 6. Okay, this movie was made famous by rappers. If you went to MTV Cribs, they had a picture of Scarface.
Number 6. Yeah.
Number 6, Scarface. Now, Scarface actually bombed at the box office. When it first came out, it was like awful. It made no money until it came out on like DVDs, like videotape. Yeah. Then like people started to watch it, and like honestly, it was like gangsters and rappers made this movie popular because they started to emulate them. It's bad. Scarface is one of the most famous movies. Al Pacino plays a young Cuban drug lord.
Sounds racist.
Cuban drug lord in the 70s, early 80s of Miami, which was a wild time back in the day. You could literally do anything back then. Miami's built on cocaine money. No one wants to talk about that. All those buildings are financed by drug lords. Still to this day.
But it makes so much sense that rappers would appeal to this movie versus the other ones, because like with Scarface, you kind of see like his start from nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas like the other movies is more so harder to relate to, because like the other mob movies, that what I've noticed is like they get in the game by like running errands or small stuff like that, where like you see him literally come from nothing, come from this other country and like just come up.
There's the famous scene after he kills Frank where he's looking at the blimp. And it says the world is yours.
Right, yeah.
And that's like, he can take whatever the fuck he wants. He wasn't very smart in this. He was very flashy, that's not how you get. For the guy Frank was like,
he was like mean too. He was like a dick to everybody.
Yeah, he was just like really irrational.
Did he ever like in Scarface?
I
Like,
think that's because of the drugs. I'm not gonna lie. He was
Well,
snorting a lot of cocaine in that movie.
Cocaine. Yeah, absolutely. But like, was there ever like a time like, because like you said, how it, like starts from him like at the very bottom, and then he becomes this big. Is he ever like? Is there ever a moment where he like is like happy in that movie?
I think one of the funniest lines though, when he's dancing with Michelle Pfeiffer, and he's like, "I like you," and she goes, "Fuck you! I never want to talk to you again. You out of here." And the next scene, he goes, "That chick he's with, he likes me. She likes me."
It seems like she never liked him either.
No, she didn't like him. She just was a fucking coke whore. That's all she was in this movie. And I love the scene that's great is when he goes to the drug lord in Colombia. They make a deal, and he comes back and he's talking to Frank.
Yeah.
And then Frank's like, "How the fuck could you make a deal for this?" And he goes, "Don't worry about it. You need money? I'll go on the street. I make a move here. I make a move there. You got it." That's like the best scene. It's like I can do whatever the fuck I want. Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
And Frank was a pussy.
Man, Pacino is what an actor of like being able to do Italian and Cuban so well. It's crazy. Just give him a little. Is that like old school like tan face? Like what is Al Pacino? He's Italian, right?
Yeah, Al Pacino.
And then
Pacino's
just, like-
whacked out, by the way. I used to work at a theater on Broadway, and we'd have celebrities come in. And he came in one time, and this is the best. He wanted to wait until the start of the play because he didn't want people to come like talk to him and shit, which I get. It was in the middle
Was it
of
the play
August.
he was in?
No. Like,
Okay.
just to see a play.
Yeah.
And it was in the middle of about 90 degrees, and he's parked outside in a fucking limo. And we knock on the door once like the play goes like, "All right, come in." He gets out wearing a black trench coat, just like 90 degrees outside, with about a 25-year-old model. And he walks in and he yells. He goes, "Did the play start yet?" And,
That's a pretty good Pacino. By
and
the way.
everyone's like, "Shh," but you can't shush Al Pacino. We're like, "Yes, it started." He goes, "Okay, take me to my seat." And then he just comes in, and we're like, "Yo, he's loud as fuck going down there." We're like, he's
Is
whacked
this when
out of
you
his
worked
bird.
at a theater?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Wow, that's wild.
he's whacked out of his bird. But
Man, what a great actor.
I mean, this movie's crazy because it wasn't good. It wasn't popular until like how many times you watch MTV Cribs? Everyone has a Scarface poster or anything like that. It's all like making money and then being on top of the world.
And it's crazy. It got so popular around that time. They made it into a video game.
Oh yeah, on like PlayStation.
Yeah.
When the blacks like things, it goes up. Let me tell you. Okay.
Well, is is the
I
world
want to see how crazy I can get.
Yeah.
is
But it's true because that's how like Vice City got made too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a Scarface.
Right.
It's a knockoff of Scarface. Is Nas's "The World Is Yours"? Is that the first like Scarface reference in a rap song, or is it before that?
Yeah, because probably
I feel like it is, right?
back when Scarface
Yeah.
came out, rap was like fucking.
It was happy.
It was like that commercial, chocolate, chocolate,
Right, yeah,
chocolate.
No, it was UNITY. But but yeah, man. But then I mean, like Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
yeah.
reloaded. I mean,
Yeah.
that whole thing. That's Scarface.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild that both.
When
of
the
them
scene
did
in
that.
the end where he's fucking say hello to my little friend is one of the most famous lines in movies now.
Yeah. Benny
But
the
even-
Butcher put that dude on his album too. The guy who does the intro for Reasonable Doubt. That's wild.
Oh yeah. But even I know like on the episode of Martin, he acts like Scarface.
I remember that.
Yeah. like yeah, who do I trust? Me. That's what
Yeah. Martin's great in that.
Oh.
I love when he does fucking Scarface. Yeah, man. What an American tale.
It's really shows what America could be. It's what Donald Trump believes in. Okay.
Listen, we're turning the page on.
Okay, it's all right. We're getting run by China now with Joe Biden.
I don't know who you think this podcast is for, but
Right, my
It's
mom-
for the people. Okay, that's what it's for.
we're taking it back. All right, cool, man. That was number 6.
Yep.
Coming in.
Coming
at
in.
Number 5.
Classic, A Bronx Tale. Now this movie.
Is this the
How-
first time De Niro's making a?
Yeah. Well, he's.
This is how Italians found out about black people.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know this movie.
The door test. Honestly.
The door test. Yeah, that's got to be one of the big. Man, this movie is. This is why, because this is the first movie in your list where you see the perspective of like the regular person, like how De Niro's like a bus driver, and like how it affects the neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, like this is the neighborhood like back in the day was run by the mob. Everything was run by the mob, and it's just, you know what? It's a lot safer when it's run by the mob. Let's be honest here, okay? Because if you do something, you're gonna get shot. So it's people talk about like the mob's evil. It's like you just don't mess with them. And this is a true story. Chaz Palminteri wrote it. It was a play for a very long time, and then it's actually a great, inspiring story of how in this business, how like he believed in this script so much. They offered him $250 to buy it, and they didn't want him to play anything, just to buy it. And they wanted De Niro to play his part. and he said no. He's like, no, I don't. I want to play the guy. Then they offered him $500,000. He said no. Then they offered him $1 million, and he was like, he said when they went from 250 to 500,000, he goes, as I wasn't selling it because I knew I had something because they want it this bad. So it just shows like if you believe in something, you believe in this, you can do it, you can build it up, and he's very successful, obviously.
It's the Sylvester Stallone Rocky effect.
Yeah, well, he talks about. I've heard him talk about it. How like he talked to Sly about it, and he was like, "It's your shit, and if you believe in it, do it." And he played the gangster. They want the studio who bought it wanted De Niro to play his role of Sonny.
Wow.
And it's it's a true story of like
Well,
you believe in
out.
something so much, this is what you have to be. And it's about a kid who witnessed a murder and he didn't rat on the guy. Kalogero, they call him C. And it's just there's so many great lines in it. But the saddest thing in life is wasted talent, is one of the best lines. It's that's about it.
Yeah. What's Colagio's name? The adult version of him. Do you know him? That actor?
Nah, but he went to jail.
I saw him in California though, like a year ago at a pizza place.
Yeah,
he was
not
looking,
doing well.
No, he was looking good, man.
He was doing good.
Yeah, he had that jail body. He was jacked. He was with his family.
Yeah, he took the mob life to his real life. That guy went to jail for 6 years.
Wow.
That happens a lot, though. I mean, of the thing of like, if you're pretending to be something, then eventually you kind of turn into it.
Yeah,
It's
because
the
you know the guy that killed Ricky and Boys in the Hood, he went to jail for murder.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, talk about that's just the Meisner technique. He's really into his role.
But then he is crazy because he ended up getting killed himself. His cellmate killed him in like some satanic ritual.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, goddamn, really?
Okay,
Well,
we're talking about my movie now, so keep your movie out of it, okay?
that's
That's a great movie. That's a great movie.
No, if you believe in it, write it
Yeah.
and make it, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I love how we kind of sometimes when podcasts go quickly and like of just like you saying when you got into this one, you were like, yeah, it's good when the mob runs a neighborhood. Okay, number 5. Like it's like there's also bad things that happen, like this movie when
Nah, never.
you make
Nah.
a fucking kid have to try to pick somebody out. And if he rats, they might kill a little kid.
Yeah, it's called
I mean,
loyalty. All right, Tommy, learn about it.
But
It's a true story. It's Chaz Palminteri's life.
Chaz was like the little kid in it.
Yeah, it's his life. How
Oh,
like,
wow.
and in the movie, the Sonny, the gangster, wasn't his father, but he's a father figure, and he didn't want the life of a mobster. To him, he's like, go to school. Mobsters never want. It's so funny. Mobsters never want their kids to be in the life, yet they fucking love the life. It's just hilarious how it is, and he learns, a lot of great things from the movie. And the funny part is the whole movie is a scene where it's a whole fight over a parking spot, and at the end of the movie, it's like, was this over a parking spot? The whole thing was over a parking spot. My dad told me it was a hit. It was a setup hit, but I don't know if I believe him. I don't remember. I think that it was over a parking spot, like why he got shot. And
I mean, yeah, man, it's wild how like little things like that are what causes things.
oh
Like,
yeah,
yeah, but it's all
and
ego.
Pesci's in it too. Pesci is in
Pesci's in a Bronx Tale.
Bronx. He's the guy
I
who
don't remember.
Chaz Palminteri kills the other guy for Pesci because Pesci was in the car getting hit with a bat. And then he comes back. He goes, "I'm going to be running things from the bar for a little while." At the end, of when Sonny, Sonny dies. In the end,
At the funeral.
Yeah, he gets clipped by the kid that he killed. He killed the kid's father.
Yeah.
And he gets clipped. I remember when this movie was being filmed because there's in the Italian neighborhood, and when auditions went around for your kids to go play the role.
Yeah, you were about the right role to be a young.
No, I was too young. My cousin tried out for it though. I remember that.
Okay.
My cousin tried out for it. He didn't get the part, obviously.
It's nice in some alternate universe. You were that little kid.
Yeah,
in that
right.
Movie.
Start my career.
Yeah.
With you two guys talking about the movie.
Uh huh. Well, too bad.
Yeah, I like this universe.
That's so amazing. Like just hearing that of like the kind of movie roles they gave to like little Italian kids.
Yeah, I
like y'all
swear to
could
God,
audition for my movies.
I tried out for.
Around all 5 boroughs, there was posters all around the pizza places. The things going.
'Cause
When you got 2 slices, they give you audition tape.
I was watching this interview of the kid that played G Baby on Hardball.
Okay.
So it was
oh
like,
wow,
yeah.
wow, G Baby's great. Rest
So
in
it was
peace.
like, I wonder like how like where they were like setting up the auditions at around there.
Oh, for real? No, yeah, I know.
just pulling up at like different basketball courts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you had to go back. You had to go into the kitchen, behind into the alleyway, and that's how they set it up. It's so funny.
I auditioned for Alfalfa in Little Rascals. I swear to God, I actually did. The Little Rascals movie.
They came to your clubhouse?
No, I mean we went to the audition place.
Tommy's mom put the hairspray up like this.
Dude, I was perfect for the role too. I just fucking
you just can't act.
Was not a good actor at the time or now. But a lot of interesting things that we're bringing up here of like art imitating life, of like people playing gangsters and then going to jail. Yeah. Family, people saying like I'm in this life, but I don't want my family to be in it. And I think it's a perfect segue into your next film.
Wow, Tommy segues, I'm going to call him. That's great. Next one. See,
Number four.
This, I'm putting it on the list here, but it's a little too older for me. Like, I mean, it came out 30 years before, 20-something years before I was born. It's The Godfather, Part 1. It's obviously one of the greatest movies of all time, Francis Ford Coppola. And it's about a fictional Italian family of a mafia family basically, and Pacino is in it. He's the son. James Caan is in it. He is the consigliere, which means that if the boss
Tom Higgins,
if the boss is not able to be at a meeting or something like that, this guy speaks for the family.
But more so than anything, this is the movie about fucking Marlon Brando's character, the Godfather, who is a gangster, who's the head of the mafia, and really it's about him trying to get his family out of it.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't want it for his family.
Now, I have seen this movie probably more than I've watched any other movie. I've 1 and 2. I think they're the best movies ever. Anthony, you just watched these movies. I just
watched them
for the first time.
No, I could see that. Yeah.
What did you think?
It was cool.
Start with 1.
Yeah, one was cool. I liked it.
Uh-huh.
I did like it. It's just they were just long, and I guess I do want to watch them again because I was
long.
But because I was watching it from for this, I was watching it I was judging it.
Yeah.
So I really didn't get to appreciate it.
I
definitely do want to watch it.
I'm glad we give you little book reports every week.
They are long movies, and it is like it's. Now I think they're almost 40 years old now. The filming it doesn't translate as much now.
I think you're out of your fucking
No, I'm saying
mind.
now the how to like the movies now I think are so far with cinematography so much
and technology.
I
could see that because like
better.
just like how certain people get shot in the movie, how certain people get shot, or there's certain parts where like they're smashing out the windows of the car. Whereas like it would the scenes would just pop so much more now.
Yeah.
But it still holds up. Though.
And a couple things
Anthony,
yeah,
you're my co-host, and I love you, but don't ever take sides against the podcast again.
Yeah.
You're crazy with cinematography. Some movies, first of all, age poorly. This movie ages like fucking wine. It's beautiful.
I'm not saying it, but it's different. It's just a different how like it's a different time piece. It's a timepiece basically. How it's in the 70s and well,
first of all, 70s to me are like it's the golden age. It's when movies really start to get really fucking good. And I think like there's some movies from the 70s that have not aged as well as The Godfather, but to me, Godfather and Godfather 2 have aged perfectly. And, like, they look better than some movies that were made fucking definitely, like, 20 years ago.
Obviously. I mean, this is
beautiful.
It won the Academy Award.
But what drew me in was, at first, like, I wasn't really, like, drawn in. But the scene with the horse, like, in the bed, that's what, like, really got me.
Very famous scene. You probably heard about before you saw it.
I'm making him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah.
I ain't no band leader.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like you see.
And just to show you, I'm not a hard-hearted man.
Okay.
Acting lessons, singing lessons, dancing lessons.
You want to keep going there, Tommy? Tommy would be a perfect the brother Fredo. He'd be a Fredo character. I'm good.
I'm smart.
I'm smart. I know things.
That guy is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, he passed away though in like the early '90s. He was very, very good.
I thought he passed away before that even.
He might have. Okay.
Yeah, no, because he did that and that and then Dog Days Afternoon.
Yeah, he was
And then-
great actor.
So fucked
so
up.
many,
I can't think of his name right now.
Diane Keaton's in it. She plays Pacino's wife. Very funny story. I went to the neighborhood playhouse, and she's famous as an alumni from neighborhood playhouse. And there's a famous thing. And when the movie came out, someone asked her, "Do like how did you get the role of her in the movie?" She's like, you could work really really hard, or you could just have an affair with the director like I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how she like got the role in the movie.
She said that?
Yeah, it's like that's what my teacher who went to the school told me.
That's wild.
That's like the famous thing she said. Yeah, that's a famous thing. She's great in it though.
Coppola?
Yeah.
Francis Ford?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it is.
And there's
it was a different time, Anthony.
But you see, like this is the first also like Sinatra's character is portrayed in it.
Yes.
As the singer Mo.
Johnny Fontaine. From Here to Eternity. But that's what
but like it's true how like the mob did start Sinatra. Like
I don't know what to do, Godfather. You can act like a man. And he slaps him. That's the best.
The mob did start Sinatra's kind of career. Like he did a lot.
And the whole the Vegas thing of like, hey, we're helping you out with this movie, but you got to start bringing people into Vegas to entertain.
Mm-hmm.
Get Sammy down here.
Yep, that's how
Dean
it was.
too.
Little thing about Sinatra.
Leave Frank Gifford. We don't need him.
The
Go
mob
ahead.
put a hit on him. Do you know that?
Sinatra?
Yeah, he had to go into hiding for like 6 months.
No, I didn't know
because,
that.
there's a story is the mob got JFK elected. And one of the things was that, because the unions got JFK elected. So
They got him unelected too, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they worked them. So they said, okay, we will get you elected, but you can't prosecute us. You can't. And then JFK went back on that, and his brother Bobby started to prosecute the mob and try to take him down.
Wow.
And since this
is amazing.
This is like a true story.
Yeah.
So JFK went to Sinatra and said, can you broker a deal that would give me the unions? And since Sinatra said okay and they made a deal, since Sinatra brokered the deal, he's automatically connected to the deal. So there was a hit on JFK, which they did, got him, and Sinatra because he brokered the deal. You spoke for him. You vouched for him. That's on you now.
Right.
So like Sinatra did go into hiding for like 6 months, then he had to pay off the mob to so he could like live again basically because when they started prosecuting him, they said, well, you went back on us, so now we're going to kill you.
Did y'all ever hear the story? I forget. Quincy Jones was telling a story about Marlon Brando used to sleep with somebody.
Yeah, Richard Pryor.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. I'm sitting here thinking of Marlon Brando.
Turn the lights off. Cut the camera.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who.
Turn
the lights off. We're both black.
Okay.
But
I couldn't think of what guy it was, and now I feel bad that it was like
part of the thing I think with like Brando and Richard Pryor and all them, if they were fucking, I think they just got bored of.
When you're that famous and rich, you're just bored of fucking women.
And it's the 70s.
Yeah.
Also, they were ahead of their time in music and in how things are.
Yeah. So it's like, listen, I'll fuck a dude every now and then. You know, it's how it is. It's how I'm so rich and famous. I light myself on fire, and nothing else I got going on in my world.
And this is a queer-friendly podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're in
We love the gays.
friendly.
We're
sure, we
inclusive.
joke around.
I have a
about
trans
stuff.
dog. Okay.
Listen, we're gonna start over. No.
Welcome to Top 9.
Hi everybody, and welcome.
I'm sorry. Transsexual dog. All right. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that.
Man, Godfather, one of the best fucking movies of all time.
One of the best movies of all time.
Kind of.
All right, ready? Number
So
3.
yes, number 3.
Number 3. Also, we're still in Vegas, baby. Casino. Now, this honestly, this movie is it's a true story. Sam Rothstein, which the guy's character is a different name, but it's true. This is how the mob basically built up Vegas in the 70s. In the late 60s, early, they ran Vegas. And they controlled the casinos, they controlled the unions, everything. And basically, Sam Rothstein, De Niro's character, is a bookie, basically, from Kansas City. Kansas City is very big, mobbed up too, and he's so good at this shit. Like he knows everything. He's like he knows. They say he could tell the fucking floor, the way they dribble the ball at the floor, how high the ball was gonna bounce, everything. So they put him out there and they make him run the casino because he knows what he's doing because they control the casino. the more money you bring in, obviously the more money we make. They skimmed off the top. Back in the day, they didn't have like the technology, so they say
You're so fucking Italian.
They say they say you make $10 million a day. You go, all right, we're gonna skim $1 million. That's all to them. Right
Skimming
off the top.
What's funny about that? That's an accurate description of that film. But to me, this movie is just about a guy who is pussy whipped.
This is the one movie on the list I
This
didn't
is the one
see.
you didn't see? It's okay. I'm glad. Thank
you
you
gotta
for
see it.
watching.
No,
God.
but I do want to see it because now that I know De Niro's in it.
Yeah,
like,
De Niro's in it. Pesci's in it. Pesci
movie.
plays a true character in the that was big in the mob back in the day, who got whacked in the movie, and it's a true story of like how everything about his death and everything is like true. How when you see how they found him.
Pesci's.
Pesci is probably I think his greatest role he's ever did. He is so good in this movie, and he plays a mobster down to a T, like perfect. Pesci grew up with mob people, like in Jersey. He used to run numbers for them back in the day.
He was a singer,
Yeah,
actually. Little Joe Pesci.
Yeah, he used to all the Jersey Boys stuff like that.
Yeah, he was with Frankie Valli and the boys down there. Yeah, he's great in that. But again, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really the thing that he hasn't mentioned yet. So this guy who runs numbers, who runs this fucking casino, starts seeing this girl played by Sharon Stone, and he gets married to her when he shouldn't, because she's basically a prostitute.
Yeah, she's a how do you say it? Like, she's not a prostitute, but she knows she's a hustler. She's a hustler.
It's about a code. The mob has a code. They do have a code.
But he's not in the mob. He's Jewish. So according to the mob, you cannot be in the mob when you're not full 100% Italian.
He's a friend of theirs, though.
He's a friend of theirs, yeah.
But what I'm saying is...
He gets so happy when he said that. Look at him.
Forget about it. No, my point is the code thing. Like how you said the one movie is about a parking spot and that's why people died. This movie is Pesci's character fucks De Niro's wife. And like old school mob guys don't like that. You're not supposed to fuck somebody's wife. And that's why he got killed. But like De Niro's character, who's a smart guy who makes a bunch of money, all he had to do was not marry this girl and everything would have been okay.
Hooah.
She was, I mean, man.
Hooah.
Scene when he grabs her. But man, but that's what I get from this movie. And that's why also Don Rickles is in this movie and is hilarious.
Don Rickles plays a casino manager basically. And they said Don Rickles said that he used to fuck with De Niro during the set because like De Niro grew up loving Don Rickles as a kid. He said he fucking like on set because he tormented De Niro. He would do a line like, Bobby, ain't that great, Bobby? Not the best in the world, Bobby. And he would say shit, fuck with De Niro.
It's over, Bobby. Yeah. This movie has the best soundtrack too, I think.
I don't know the soundtrack to this movie.
It's just a bunch of Sinatra greaseball shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I mean, this movie, it's directed by...
Come on, Chris.
fuck.
Come on.
You know what I'm talking about.
Marty
Scorsese. And I think it's the best of the three main guys. Like the flow between them, basically. The acting wise, I should say. Like De Niro is unbelievable. Pesci's scene in the desert where he curses him out for like going over he went over Pesci's head to other bosses, and that's like a no-no in the mob world. So and this what he does in like it's literally maybe a minute scene, and it has the most curses in that minute scene in any movie history. It's like 25 F-bombs in the middle of this scene. It's so funny. And this
is when he's at the phone in the desert thing?
This is when they call and they go meet in the desert.
Okay, yeah.
And they meet in the desert, and that, and it's a true story. It's everything about this story is basically true. Of how the mob really just controlled everything out in Vegas.
Your list has had actually a good, like, everything kind of connects. Because, like, The Godfather's about them setting up in Vegas. And this movie is about them set up in Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, though, like, it was the Wild West. They made so much money. Imagine just owning a casino and the money they brought in. And they took money off the top, and then they made money on top of that.
That segues into our read for the day. MyBookie.com, everybody, at AG. Promo code TOP9. No, we don't have. Just kidding. But yeah,
I was
man.
saying, how good your podcast doing? Jesus Christ, you gotta.
All podcasts are now the mob because they all fucking push that fucking gambling shit, which we will too if we get it. But yeah,
gambling's
man.
the next wave. That's the next tech boom.
Yeah,
Gambling.
it really is. That's all my friends do.
Yeah,
All
and
of
the
them.
house always wins. That's the
Yeah.
problem. It always just comes back a different
Yeah.
way. Gambling's fucking man.
You know any friends on the basketball court? You can run a few games here.
Also,
Huh?
let's go back a little
Hi,
bit.
Anthony. Any college kids that need a little pick me up?
Going back in time a little bit to your number 4, Godfather 2, of like that's what the mob was back then, and that what got them in trouble was the drugs thing. Like
Drugs always.
Godfather didn't wanted drugs. He wanted to just do gambling and that type of shit.
That's where, like, in the real mob, how like Gotti.
And this goes to the black community because in the fucking Godfather, they're like, we'll keep it in the black neighborhoods.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
it belongs. You
So
know?
it's all,
All right?
the mob's a great fucking thing.
All right, the
piece of
crack
shit.
out
Anthony,
there.
get him. But
Listen, I am not scared of these two guys right here. Okay.
I know it'd be tough. I don't know who would win out of us two.
That's how the mob got taken down. By the way, like Gotti put a hit. Gotti killed the leader of the mob, the capo, because he wanted drugs. He wanted the drugs to be in the system because they didn't want drugs. Drugs were always bad. Drugs brought crime. It was a lot of money, but also it brought shit they didn't want, attention they didn't want. So he hated the drug, and then he killed the boss, and then he became the boss of the families, and he brought drugs in, and that's what really took him down.
Well,
Which brings to our number 2
it does. I'm glad you
movie,
caught on
'cause
to
drugs
that.
are a big part of
Number
this.
2.
Yeah.
I love Goodfellas. Classic Marty Scorsese. You got De Niro. You got Pesci. You got
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta. Thank you. Ray Liotta's funny stuff about Ray
Yeah.
Liotta. He's
Yeah.
only seen this movie one time.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, I saw it one time in the theaters. I've never seen it again.
I actually saw this movie in theaters once. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
It's like a private party.
Did he say
type
why
of-
he only watched it once?
He hates watching himself act.
Oh.
So
One of those, huh?
yeah, so he's like, I've only seen it one time.
Yeah, Casino and Goodfellas are basically the same movie, just with a different story. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's all the same people and all that shit.
I actually, it was funny. I was driving one day with my dad.
I prefer Goodfellas, by the way.
I like
over
Goodfellas. Yeah,
Casino,
Goodfellas.
as you
That's
do
why
as well.
Goodfellas number 2. The bar that's in Goodfellas. My dad goes, you know that bar in Goodfellas? I was like, yeah. He goes, that's right there. It's just the bar in Goodfellas that we saw.
When they kill Billy Bats?
No. The other one where like
Okay.
they hang out.
Okay.
I mean, this movie got a young Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
He's in it for a little bit. Stax is great, honestly. Everyone loves Stax, honestly, but he got fucking too high, and he didn't dump the van.
Yeah, it was his fault. They
And
were
it's
just trying to fucking clear their tracks. They were trying
Yeah.
to kill everybody that was involved with it.
Yeah, it's what you do. You know, you don't talk. And the Lufthansa heist is still one of the biggest heists in history.
Wow.
Where they stole the money from the airport, and it's like to this day, it's still like it's like crazy how big it's like $4 million or something like that, but it's still a huge heist that is not solved. And
This movie's great too because it's funny.
it's funny. You got Lorraine Bracco's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Karen,
Dr.
why'd you do that, Karen?
Dr. Melfi.
I needed that.
Martin Scorsese's mom
Martin
plays
yeah.
Pesci's mom.
Yeah.
That's the funniest
Ma,
part of the movie.
I need the knife, the hoof, or the car. It's a sin, Ma. It's a sin. And the picture's right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
The picture of it. Look at that, huh?
Bring it over.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at this. Look like a friend of ours.
We brought that. Someone else had that movie in a previous list.
Oh,
but
okay.
It wasn't, yeah. Yeah, man. Goodfellas.
Yeah, it came out like 92, 93, I believe it came out. True story. Liotta's character, like you can do some research, he wasn't as big of a mob guy as they made it seem.
Another
okay.
snitch.
He snitched. Yeah, he ratted him out. He wasn't. He was in the mob, but he wasn't like huge. Like he said, he always had a big drug problem. They said. And
That's why I wish he would have just stayed true. Like, I understand him snitching. I definitely understand it. But,
Then we wouldn't have the movie.
yeah.
yeah.
But,
That's a lot of these movies, though. Kind of.
Yeah.
A lot of them are. I mean, Donnie Brasco. This one.
yeah.
Well, Donnie Brasco was an informant. You know, he
was,
worked.
He was with the feds.
He was with the feds. Yeah. And no one snitched in Donnie Brasco except obviously him. But a lot of people got whacked in Donnie Brasco. Yeah, that's a true story. Everyone died. Everyone in that crew who was a part of it got whacked.
A lot of death in these films, everybody.
Yeah, and but like Goodfellas, it just showed the mob life. I think more than any other movie, of like because you follow Ray Liotta's character as a child. Henry Hill is his name. You follow him as a child growing up through the mob, and he wasn't in the mob because his dad was Irish. If your dad's Italian, you can be in the mob, but if your mom's Italian, you can't be in the mob. You have to have the dad's side has to be Italian, which is a weird fucking rule. And so he never was
it's like being
made
Jewish.
guy.
I feel there's a thing of being like actually being Jewish. I think your mother has to be Jewish.
You need the money.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah,
I don't. What? This fucking guy.
But no, it's true. Henry Hill's character is great.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's true story. Pesci's character did get whacked, and there was a rumor that he was whacked by young John Gotti. He had put the hit on him. That's like one of the rumors that his name was he's killed. He's killed because of Billy Bats.
Yeah, that's my favorite scene in the movie.
Which when they kill him?
Yeah.
When they kill Pesci?
No, when the Billy Bats scene. I always dreamed the boy would come along, that music and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Great film. And now let's get to the thrilling conclusion of Chris Scopo's top 9 gangster movies. Number
one, this movie was talked about already. It's The Godfather Part 2.
Oh, shit. You kind of threw us off the trail there. You said it wasn't your favorite, and now it's number 1?
I think Godfather Part 2 is. It's... Now De Niro's in it. De Niro had to learn Italian for this movie. So think about that. He had to learn Italian just because it's a show. And now it shows how Marlon Brando's character started out in the mob, how he kind of became up through the mob. So it comes back. It's like 1920s or something like 1930s, or something like around that time period. It's around that time.
Oh, well, I thought you were talking about like where it starts, because I think it starts in like
I think it's like 1918 or something.
It starts in like 1901.
Yeah, and it's also funny how like Corleone's his name, but he's from Corleone, Italy.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
like,
they did back
that's
then.
It's a lot of the thing did back then. Like they didn't know their names. People tell me my Scopo was cut off too. Probably had a longer last name.
Scopolonia?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that scene.
I'm actually from Big Butt, Italy, and
turn around, show us. Do the Busset challenge right now. That opening in that movie is amazing. Of like the kid just starts whistling, and that's like 20 minutes into the fucking movie. Yeah. Did you have a preference between 1 and 2 from just watching it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think this is one of the only movies that the sequel is better than the original. It's very hard to do a sequel better than the original, and this one did it because it bounces back between present day, which is in the 70s, of Pacino's character, which is the son. He's now in control, and it goes back to like the 20s where Brando's character is coming up, and you see young Michael too. You see young Michael.
I love how you explain the movies. Like if people haven't seen it, this is like the director's cut of like Chris Scopo. I want you to like
this is inside the actor studio here, baby.
He was there when they were shooting it.
He was conceived on while his father was watching the director's cut of Godfather Part 2. But
when my dad comes, he goes, "They pull me back in."
That's Part 3.
I know.
But yeah, man, this fucking what I think this movie is so funny is like Michael. The whole entire movie is fucked with. The entire movie he's fucked with. In the beginning, his family gets shot up. The government's trying to get him. The fucking mob's trying to get him. His wife. It was an abortion, Michael. Yeah. He smacks her. It's just a crazy. His brother fucking lets him down. And fucking. Oh man, it's just that to me. It's cool to see Pacino like so reserved throughout it, but then like occasionally loses his fucking mind because so much shit is going wrong. And again, it goes to the thing of like his dad, who was like basically kind of a good dude. Brando's character and De Niro. I mean, he was a criminal.
Yeah.
But he was like a criminal with a code. He's trying to get his family out. And it just showed that you can't. You reap what you sow.
That's what the thing. There was a code that kind of got thrown out when they started ratting on people. Because I heard a mob say it. He goes, the mob was doomed when they feared the government more than they feared the mobsters. So when you feared the government put you in a way or something like that, more than the actual guys who will fucking murder you. That's when it would kind of like was like the mob's kind of getting taken down. Yeah, like, but I love the flashbacks more than I love the present day. I think the flashbacks are so good. How he started out and like he kills the boss, how he whacks the boss, how he takes care of the gun.
Yeah,
that scene is just amazing.
That's some good New York shots of him. Like that's Queens actually. Of him when he kills the boss. Yeah, I'm almost positive. It's like 30th or like Steinway, I think.
Oh, really?
When he's walking on the... Maybe it's not, but I thought... For some reason, I thought I read that.
For this, it is. How about that?
Yeah, we make shit up here on Top 9. Yeah, of him like walking on the roof, stalking the guy before he kills him. Yeah, man. De Niro's wild.
And just showed how, like, back in the day, there was kind of like no laws. It was kind of like you could kind of do whatever the fuck you wanted back in the day. It was so corrupt. The cops were so corrupt. How you could just pay him off basically, and how like I love the scene of like him holding young Michael in the end. That's like one of the best scenes of like because you're watching it from how Michael's the boss, to now he's young and like he's gonna like try to like start a family for him. He wants a better life and coming to America.
Yeah,
starting that you could do whatever you want in this country.
Yeah, and he wanted something better for his children. His one son was shot at a toll booth. His other son was killed by his other son, and his wife was, his daughter was like a drugged up whore.
Yeah.
Talia Shire.
And
what a phenomenal actress.
It's like he wants a better life, but this life will corrupt you.
Especially if you're in the fucking mob.
Yeah, this life will take you down, basically, how it is. Which, some say is true. I don't.
Well, we'll leave it up for you to decide. That was Chris Scopo's Top 9 gangster films.
Did you have any that he didn't list?
I liked Departed a lot.
That was
I was debating The Departed. I don't know. I mean,
well, like Departed and Donnie Brasco are similar. So like, maybe you prefer that. I get it. But yeah, I mean, to me, Departed.
But Jack Nicholson in that movie.
Chop me up and feed me to the poor.
Yeah.
That shit.
I love that movie.
It's such a good movie.
That cast is just
also
amazing.
Another good mob movie, very underrated. It's called The Drop. It's with James Gandolfini and Tom Hardy.
I've seen it. Yeah.
It's
this isn't Top 9 plus a couple other movies.
I just pictured this as like the Italian state property.
What's that?
This is like the Italian state property.
Kinda, but no.
Yeah.
He's like a bartender, right?
Yeah.
What?
But I mean like just like that underground like cult classic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like.
No, this is not. It's not. I don't think it's even an Italian movie.
Oh.
It's just. It's kind of like he plays like a dumb-witted character, but in the end, you find out, he's control of everything. He can. He is the boss basically.
Yeah, but Departed was the only one that really stuck out that wasn't on the list for me. Do you have anything else?
No, it wouldn't be like on like most people's lists. Probably like Smoking.
What gangster movies do you have?
I like Smoking Aces.
Okay. Smoking Aces.
Yeah.
No.
But I don't know if that'd be considered a gangster movie.
No. I mean, yeah, it is, but like, I mean, I think that's a great ending to a movie. One of the best ending in the song is so good. You've seen Smoking Aces, right?
It's been a while, I think so.
Of how like
it's like action.
Basically, they make a deal with the mob. The mob makes a deal with the government, and how he's basically gonna save a mob life. And Ryan Reynolds' character is a FBI agent who watched Ray Liotta, his partner, get killed for this guy, and they're gonna save this guy, save the big mobster, and then he locks himself in a room and he fucking unplugs the cords
and kills both of them,
and then just kills both of them, and he's just like he puts his gun down, he puts his badge down, like fuck this place.
Gangster. Yeah, man. Well,
mob movies are fun. They're fun to watch because it's kind of like, wow, that life is kind of cool. Also, it's petrified to be in. Like the life is so probably scary.
Well, no, I think it's. Well, listen. There's a lot of there's stories of America, and the mob is a story of America for sure. And, and people have definitely a very big fascination with it. I do. Sopranos is my favorite show of all time.
That show did not do well for my family. That was not. Everyone thinks I'm in the mob because my dad works for a garbage company in Jersey. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Waste management. I think is what you call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a story of America. And listen, we're not perfect, and sometimes people get killed.
Just remember, when you look out the skyscrapers in the city, they're built by Scopos. Okay.
Chris, do you have anything that you would like to plug?
At my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Chris Scopo on all social media platforms. Hope this was fun for you guys.
Yeah, man, it was.
I hope
It was
I was
great.
okay.
Thank
You know,
No,
hope
yeah.
it didn't suck.
No, this
Honestly,
was authentic.
And where can the people get some cheap cement?
DM me and I'll give you locations. All right, I got a couple uncles, a couple cousins that will take care of that.
Where can people find untraceable handguns?
You need that? I got that. Actually,
It's got some in the trunk. No,
I can get anything you want, anything you need, anything you want. I got it.
No, but yeah, man. No, we appreciate it. Thank you. That was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
It was definitely authentic as shit. Anthony, anything?
You know, social medias, all that and more. Top 9 Pod.
Yeah, man. Cassidy Comedy. And yeah, this is the first podcast that we're doing where we can actually say what our Twitter and Instagram is. Like you said, yeah. At Top 9 Pod. So if you could follow that,
I'm going to give it a follow.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it. We'll give you a follow right back. God damn it. But yeah, thank you again if you guys listen to this shit. We're working it out. We're figuring it out as we go along. And if you do like it, please write a review.
Yeah.
Right? Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, rate, review.
5 stars.
Listen, some of my family members going to come see you if you don't write a nice review.
Yeah, and you don't
Okay.
want that. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't want Vinny Boombots to come by. All right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
When you see a Scopo, you run. That's what you do.
But yeah,
I'm not in the mob, though. I swear to God.
No, it'll be fine. Yeah, you talk too loud. That's it. We know that
I talk
you're-
too much,
Yeah.
honestly. I'm on stage as a dancing clown, they call me.
Thanks for listening, man. I don't think I've said this yet on the podcast. Thank you to the Stand Comedy Club. That's where we recorded this lovely podcast in the Stand Comedy Club's green room. So
Speaking of Italians.
back when when the comedy clubs open, please come to the Stand because we need you to support comedy clubs. That has been Top 9. We appreciate it, and we'll see you again next week. Peace.